come. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Brocast. We are back with another episode, and we have the gang, the Brocast gang with us, DJ Thicky and Double D. I am the D-O-double-G, and we're getting stuck into a... Yep, you've seen it in the title of this podcast, and on YouTube, you see it in the title, our top 10 binge-worthy TV shows, favourite shows, all that good stuff, and we're going to get right into our top 10. What is up, fellas? How you doing?
Oh, mate, I tell you, every time you do that intro, I swear your voice just gets deeper.
It's because I get excited. I get
It's
excited.
just that voice. I love it. No, I'm going well. I'm going really good. I'm happy. And this is a very good topic. I'm very excited.
That's good. Double D, you there?
Oh, I am indeed, yes. And if there's one thing Doggo likes, that's to go deeper, DJ Thicky. But I'm actually, I just need to just to get into the vibe a little bit here. I'm not quite 100% ready, but just hold on. Oh, that's it.
Oh, the belt has come off. I think the belt's come off.
Oh, there we go. Now I'm ready to roll.
There's nothing like unbuckling that belt
Do you know?
and relaxing.
Oh, mate. And just having a bag of corn chips by your side or something like that with salsa. I love it. I love it.
Combining them both, your pants and salsa. I think that's definitely a thing for the future.
Oh, mate. That's what Mexico is all about. I think pantless people and salsa. Well, that's my understanding of Mexico. I don't know if it's...
I thought it was getting ripped off. At least that's what it was like when I was there.
Olé.
I wish.
I wish.
Good stuff. So this topic was brought up by the Double D, and it's a great topic. And I tell you what, guys, ladies and gentlemen listening at home, I found this extremely tough to make a top 10 when I've got at least on my little sheet 15 to 20 TV shows, and it was really tough to leave out some of them in my top 10. But how'd you guys go?
Oh,
Mine was very fluid.
Yeah?
I think it changed. No, I wrote it out, and then when I was living my normal life, it would change, or another show would pop into my head, and I'd be like, oh, god damn, that was good. You know, so then I'd have to add that in, which meant I had to cull, and there was a whole, things were happening.
Yeah, nice.
yeah.
DJ,
Look,
how did you go in your 2 minutes of putting it together before the
you know
episode?
what? No, well, no. Do you know what? This list. No, actually, no. It took a long time to put this list together. But the first about 4 for me came instantly, like without hesitation. There's 4 that I completely loved. But yeah, the next to get to 10, that's a lot, and that was quite a battle for me.
Okay.
It's quite a battle. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's
Golden
interesting.
Girls, did Golden Girls rate well with you, DJ Thicky?
Silver Girls did.
Oh yeah, no one
I
ever
haven't seen that
remembers it. They
one.
always put it in second place.
I hope someone's got I Dream of a Genie. Someone better have I
I'll
Dream
tell
of a
you
Genie.
what, that's a great show after school watching I Dream of Genie.
Oh, I don't. What about the nose twitch, mate? Or was that Bewitched? That was Bewitched.
I
wasn't
loved
it?
Bewitched, yeah.
It was Bewitched. Yeah.
It doesn't matter. When as you're a young teenage lad,
Yes.
they do
What about a
things to
country
you.
practice? What about a country practice, mate?
Oh, not
Remember
many
that
of
show,
our
Country
overseas
Practice?
listeners.
What about it?
Yeah, what about it?
Country Practice, mate. What a show.
Well, 3 Aussie blokes, we should have Home and Away in there, right? Home and Away.
Someone's got neighbours. Home and Away neighbours. Or Today Tonight.
Today
Monica
Tonight.
Koss.
Well, all of them are fiction.
That's right.
Yes. Well, I think without... Actually, no, Dion, mate. We've done a couple of a couple of podcasts together now, and you mentioned your improv class. Tell us a little bit about it. Is it all done now and all that sort of stuff?
Yeah, man. I've done my my 8 weeks of Wednesdays,
Awesome.
which was really good, and it was actually a company called Only the Human here in Western Australia, and we've got, with everyone that made it to the end, I think we started off with like 17 or 18 people, and it kind of people disappeared throughout, and we ended up with about 10.
Yep.
Man, had a ball. Like, honestly, like sometimes I just had tears. The laughter was so awesome. but not only that, you make a great connection with these people. And I didn't. It wasn't until our last night that how much people actually needed to do it, not just for improv or not just for public speaking or getting over nervousness. Like there was some people in our group that were going through some personal stuff, but yet every Wednesday night they got to come out in a nice and safe environment where they're not going to get judged and there was no other shit going on. So they actually got a bit of a respite from their normal everyday hecticness.
That's awesome.
It was actually like a bit of a savior for them. And you know, I think that was something that I wasn't really expecting to get out of it. Yeah, but you know, I've actually signed up. That was like a level 1 or the beginning. Signed up for a level 2 class as well, but I've just got to get through the graduation of level 1 yet, which is a live show at.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
so
Lazy Susan.
Oh, we've got to check this out, man.
When is this on? When is this on?
It's on the 28th of this month, which I believe is a Sunday. Starts at around about 7:30 at Lazy Susan's, which is a comedy bar.
Yeah, is that Brisbane Hotel? Is it?
Upstairs from the Brizzy. I haven't actually been there myself, to be honest.
I've been there a lot. Rhiannon and I we used to go to a lot of comedy before the baby came, but it's a cool little place upstairs.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sunday night is it, or?
Yeah, the 28th. Yeah, I think the 28th is a Sunday night. You know, it's not going to be late though because it starts at 7:30 and it only runs for an hour. But then obviously we're going to probably hang out for a bit afterwards.
Oh wow. That's cool. And what about what were the age groups? Double D. Like, was it young, old?
It was honestly, it was people that were, you know, early 20s. Like I'm in my early 40s, and then obviously we've got people there. Well, not obviously because you don't know, but there was guys there that were in there, like, you know, early 60s as well. So it was a really broad spectrum. It was people that. It was like I said. I think I've said before. We had one guy that was had been in jail, so he's obviously had a bit of a turbulent life.
Did he have any gay jokes or?
I've got plenty. But you know, there was educated people there. There was people that have high stress jobs, doctors, and
really?
all sorts of other people. Yeah. There's people from every walk of life, like tradies,
very interesting.
like myself. So yeah, it was just an absolutely massively diverse group. I'd say there was 3 women that hung it out. So probably the female content could have been a bit higher.
Yep.
But really, really it was just a really cool group of people that really got on and just had a ball. So I hope that comes through anyway on the Sunday night show. And actually, for yous too, you should check out the website Only the Human.
Okay.
Yeah.
othcomedy.com. Check them out. I think their next class that they're running, the very first session of 8 is free. And so if you like the first class, the first day, then you can obviously pay some coin, which isn't much. It's like $220 for 8 classes.
Right. So the whole first
but you can try the first one out.
Yeah.
And it's free. So just go there, try it out. I reckon you two
improv...
boys would rock at it.
Like, is there more, like, would they teach you, like, more of the science behind it as well? Because, I mean, anyone can make up stuff as it goes, but there's a bit of a science behind it as well, isn't there? Like how you guys work as a team and communicate and make a story out of it?
There's a complete breakdown. There's absolutely, like, you know, there is you know, there's things you can do if someone's struggling. There's things you can do to help them out.
Yeah.
There's there's signals and things that you kind of use with each other to kind of say, you know, it's done, or it's kind of, you learn how to roll with it as well. Know what's going to happen. You just go with it and kind of shit happens. So yeah.
See, I'm looking at it now.
Cool.
The website looks
sounds
cool.
a lot of fun.
Level 1 intro to improv starts in May, and level 2 advanced improv. Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
So level 2 advanced is what I'm going for.
Yep.
But to be honest, I'd love to do level 1 again as well. Like
Yeah.
just to go through that whole thing again would be awesome.
Because you've got a great sense of humor, Dion. You probably came up with things very quickly. Like, did you find you went well, or were you nervous as hell when you started, or?
Well, obviously, it's like anything. When you're going into the
Yeah.
unknown, you're kind of a
Yeah,
bit
nervous.
nervous.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, I know I can back myself up in certain areas, but where I struggle, where I found that I struggled in the class was actually with emotion. So if you had to bring a different emotion, and they would ask me to do a specific emotion, I think I'm a pretty stable person.
Yeah.
So I don't have this massive broad range of emotions in my life.
Yeah.
So to actually try and bring that to a class, I found that difficult. But that was probably the only thing. Like, chuck me in any scene, any scenario, any, whatever's going on, man, I'll roll with it. But then other people found it hard to just kind of flip and flop.
Yeah.
And so some people struggle with that, and yet they excelled at emotion. So there's so many other facets to it. It's
Wow,
That's
very
awesome.
interesting.
It's just a cool thing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I think I would benefit in many ways, because I hate, like, I'm pretty shit at public speaking in front of people and all looking at you. I feel like I get really shy and embarrassed and red in the face in a way. I think it'd be really good just to learn, a bit of confidence in talking that way, and quick thinking. I'd love to be way better at quick thinking and all that sort of stuff. And
and what it also helps with active listening and all sorts of things. Instead of being in your own head and thinking about what you want to say next in a conversation or what you want to add into a conversation to make yourself look fantastic, you kind of actually listen to what's going on in the conversation, and you listen for openings that people will give to maybe something they want to discuss. Then probably you might want to probe the depths of information out of people. But just like to say, so this week's podcast has come to you by Only the Human.
Oh, nice. $100. There's your next course for free.
I'll have to let them know that the 11 people that listen to this podcast, may or may not turn up.
You know what? We got some good feedback. I got some good feedback on Instagram. I got some good feedback on YouTube from people watching, and we've still got some good, decent downloads on the podcast. So
nice.
We're doing all right, man. We're doing all right. Well, you got to start somewhere, right?
Sweet.
And
you have to.
And it's good fun because we get to chinwag and have a laugh and all that sort of
I
stuff.
love it. I love it. I love this, man. It's good actually having a chat.
It is.
So it's good. Yeah. And I'm loving this topic that we're talking about. So it's really good.
And we should probably get right into it. It's an awesome little intro into what is happening with Double D and his course. I love it. Shall we start off, guys? Top 10. Here we go. Who's first?
Oh, well, I'll start off if
All
you
right.
guys
Yeah.
okay.
Have you got your little spreadsheet, if you will?
A little one? No, mate, I've got a fucking large
otherwise
spreadsheet.
I can write it down on a bit of
Mate, I'm telling you, this is 2019, mate. Little spreadsheets were like 5 years ago, mate. This is like big spreadsheet world right now. Now, look,
Number 10.
I'll start off. I do have a spreadsheet, Brian, but thank you.
Number 10.
Look, Brooklyn Nine-Nine for me is number 10.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys watched that show, but I love it.
I've heard
watching it.
good things, and I've heard
I
it's
love
very
it.
funny.
I love the humor in it. I love how it's got my sense of humor in it.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. But yes, it's far-fetched. I do like serious dramatic shows, which you'll probably see later. But for me, this is just a quick 25-minute show that makes me giggle, makes me laugh. And I can watch, episodes back to back.
Yep.
So that's for me. What about you guys?
Dion, if you want to go 10.
Yeah. I'll Bodyguard.
Bodyguard.
To be confused with The Bodyguard, which was a movie. Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
We'll always love
Love
you.
you.
Bodyguard trailer, BBC show. I've just got it up here on Netflix.
Yeah, that's it. It's a UK show. I think they're on to their third season. Something. I think it only came out in 2018, but they're starting to smash it. And yeah, if you haven't seen it, it's about a dude that's like a war veteran, and he comes back He works for the police force in the UK, but he's on the special protection branch, so like he protects politicians and stuff. So it's a drama. There is, not without spoiling anything, there's a sniper scene in it, and the sniper scene, like just YouTube bodyguard sniper, tense. Like it's honestly that's what got me sucked in. I just seen that, and then I was like, I gotta watch this series. So yeah, I'm fully addicted to that one. That's
that sounds really good.
That sounds cool. I might check it out actually. Yeah.
See, this is the thing, man. We're going to rattle off some TV shows that obviously we've never talked about this, and it'll get people really.
Is that American? Is it
English,
Double D? English.
English.
Cool.
From the Queen's television station.
The El Quino.
Cool. Okay.
Hey, sounds good. Well, I'm definitely going to check an episode of that out.
Yeah, definitely. See, I'm going to write all these down so we can all check them out as well. And everyone at home listening, obviously.
I thought I was doing the spreadsheet.
Well, I'm still going to write them down anyway, just because I can look back on it. But you can. It doesn't matter. Yeah, number 10 for me, guys. I have got a show called Wentworth.
Oh, Wentworth, the prison one.
Yeah. So this is. I don't know if you guys have heard it. Have you heard it? Double D?
Yeah.
Oh, Josh, you've heard of it? Yeah, Wentworth. So it's a Australian women's prison. It's all and they actually did it's the remake as well. Obviously the latest years of it, because they obviously had that show back in the 80s, I think it was.
Was it called Wentworth then?
Yeah, it was called.
Was it called? No, that was called Prisoner, wasn't it?
Prisoner. That's right. But it's basically
right,
kind of. There's quite a few similar characters in it as well. But yeah, it was binge-worthy for me, and I've absolutely loved it. I fell in love with the characters, and when I first started watching it and heard about it, I was like, "What? A women's prison? I don't really give a shit about watching a women's prison," but it's captivating, man. You really get into the characters, and yeah, I don't want to spoil too much, but I loved it, and I could keep watching it over and over again. Fantastic.
I haven't watched it, but it sounds a little bit. Orange is the New Black, or is it completely different?
See, I haven't watched Orange is the New Black, and because I haven't watched it is because I heard Orange is the New Black is a bit comedic. There's a little bit of comedy value in there. Is that right, or am I wrong?
Yeah, no. Like, for me, Orange is the New Black is a show that my wife liked.
Right.
Just watch it and then find myself sitting down in the lounge and then just watching it as well. So no, there wasn't much comedy in it, I don't think. Maybe some stuff was funny. Like fisting's always funny, but you know.
Yeah.
See, I told you.
No, that's cool. That's cool.
Doggo, have you watched all seasons of Wentworth? Are you up to date with that?
The very last season, I don't think I've watched.
Because I got back into it.
Yeah.
The characters. Double D are very strong in that show. Like if you like characters and stuff like that, like the person that plays, the warden or whatever, the lady in the first, it's an incredible. It's very well made. Actually, that series, it's really good for
great
characters.
Acting. Yeah, that's made my top 10, mate. So there you go.
Wow, that's huge. A female prison show. I would have never guessed it.
Yeah, man, and all the overseas listeners, which there will be.
It would be.
It's worth checking out, I reckon.
I thought when you said Wentworth, I thought Wentworth middle off Prison Break.
Well, here we go. Number 9, DJ.
I want to go. You guys might think this is weird, but it's Suits for me.
Suits. Yes.
Suits. I love it.
Popular.
Yeah, I love it. Legal. I love all that stuff. I like good dialogue. I love it. I don't know if you guys seen it or.
I haven't. Dion?
I have watched probably the first season, and to be honest, I loved his intro.
Yeah.
Loved how the police were chasing him, and he was kind of inadvertently at this job interview, just essentially hiding, and kind of fell into the whole thing.
Yeah.
And I do honestly feel like it's a show that I need to concentrate and sit down and watch.
Okay, fair enough.
So what I've actually done is I watched the first season, and then I left it for ages.
Wow.
So then I watched the first season, And then I left it for ages.
Still waiting.
I'm on this vicious cycle of, but I don't want to go and watch the second season because I forget what happened in the first season, and then I'll be lost.
Yeah. No, it's a cool. Oh, for me, it's very witty as well. There's a lot of like references in relation to like sport and NBA. They love NBA and stuff so that's pretty cool. But no, it's got Meghan Markle in it. If you know Meghan Markle.
Yep.
Yeah, she's gorgeous for me, and she's awesome in that show as well. So, very good.
Awesome.
That's my number 9.
Season 1 started in 2011, mate. That's been around, and it's still going. Season 8.
Yeah, that's flying along, man.
Wow.
I should have made it number 8.
Yeah. Well,
it's on hiatus at the moment. It's on hiatus, so I'm waiting.
8 seasons going strong. Suits.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Mr. Double D.
I have got Fargo.
Oi. Is it? What did they do a remake of that? Didn't they do a remake?
They've done 3 seasons so far, and they're currently in production for their 4th.
Oh, nice.
If you like the movie, then you'll love the series, and especially the first one, man. Billy Bob Thornton in the first season is.
I've actually watched the first season.
Yep, so have I. I was going to say that we both have watched the first season. It was fantastic.
Fantastic. It was awesome. Yeah.
And the second season's got like Kirsten Dunst in it. She's a looper in it, man.
Wow.
So she's pretty awesome. They always seem to have some big Hollywood name in it. I think third season was Ewan McGregor.
McGregor, wow.
Third season. So he was awesome. And I've heard a rumor, aka I Googled it. Chris Rock is in the fourth season of Fargo.
Wow. Oh, wow. He's just going out of his limits on acting. He's going for a completely different character.
Rush Hour 4, mate. Bloody hell.
That's it, yeah. I'm not sure if there's an Asian connection in there, but
is it Chris Rock or Chris Tucker?
Nah, man. I'm thinking Chris Rock.
Because he does more comedy work, doesn't he?
Chris Rock does. Yeah. Both of them do.
Yeah, wow.
Yet Fargo's serious, man. It's heavy, eh? Like, there's some heavy shit that goes down in Fargo.
Wow, I'm glad you said that, because that's a season, or that's a show that I've been wanting to go back and watch, because I remember season 1, it was fantastic, and I thought, they haven't made another season, because obviously, it was sort of finished. But then, so season 2 and 3, they're all different stories, right?
Completely different stories. Yes, but there's links, because the link is through the police department.
Right.
Okay. I won't spoil anything, but in the first one, I think that's set in like 2006, and it's got the female coppers kind of the main thing. Whereas in the second one, I think it's set back in 86, and in the first one, the female cop, she goes back to her granddad, who used to be a copper, and he ends up sitting out on the porch all night. Anyway, the reason that he sits out on the porch all night is because of what happened back in 1986. And then here we go, second season, 1986.
Okay,
and so he ends up being a police officer at that time. So that there's always a link, and it's a link through the police force of different cases. So it's in the same area, and it's just
It's like Westworld. It's like Westworld, mate. It's fucking nice. Portals, tunnels.
All right, well that's cool, man. All right, that's Fargo. Cool. Number 8. Sorry, what?
Number 9 for you, Doggo.
My number 9. Okay.
I've got to get my spreadsheet, mate. Don't get my spreadsheet out of order. I wouldn't know what to do.
This was hard. Number 9. You know what? This is funny that I didn't realise this, but my number 9, because my number 10 was Wentworth, and my number 9 is Prison Break.
Wow.
Someone wants to go to jail.
Yeah, exactly. Any other prison shows? Jesus.
Yeah, that's funny, eh? Prison Break. I honestly think Prison Break, because it came out about, 05, something like that. I'm just taking a random guess. If I typed it in, it would probably be around there. I reckon for me, watching TV shows, this was 2005. Bang. The first season or TV series that I had to binge watch. I just wanted to watch the next episode straight away. Like, oh my God, I need to watch that. I remember coming home from work. Yes, the new episode's out. Bang, straight away. This was the first season TV show that got me hooked so much in the characters and the story behind it, and I'll always remember that. So
I think I remember getting it. I remember when it was advertised on TV, Doggo. The amount of hype behind this show was huge.
Yeah, it was fucking massive.
I remember the trailer be like, "Oh, he's got to help his brother break out of prison,"
Yeah.
but then he has the whole of his plans tattooed on his chest. Yeah, it was a cool show.
It was, man. It was.
Yeah,
I reckon it. I mean, obviously, people, if everyone's watched it, it does taper away towards the end of the series.
Yeah, it was a bit crazy. Yeah,
they just tried to milk it for as much as they could.
Good,
and they did, but I still kind of enjoyed it. But
First
season one, season one obviously the best, but.
Because they went to Mexico. Didn't they do Mexico jail season 3 or something?
Yeah, season 2, yeah.
No,
Or 3,
I don't think it was Mexico. I don't think it was Mexico.
Was it? Yeah, it was somewhere.
Yeah,
Guatemala or something.
Guatemala, yeah. A little Central American country.
And they recently just did you watch the rejig of it? 2017. They did a.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
Yeah, I liked it just because it's been such a long time since I've seen all the characters together again.
Did you watch all of it?
Oh, of course I did. Yeah.
Was it good?
Nah.
Who was in prison this time? Was it his brother or who was it?
Well, I mean, I don't know if I want to do spoilers, but fuck it. If you haven't watched it and you want to watch it, I'm about to spoil it for everyone. So, so obviously Wentworth Miller, the main character, dies at the end of the whole thing.
Yeah,
and that was like pretty sad and shit.
Does he get electrocuted? He gets electrocuted.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But obviously they bring it back in 2017, and he's obviously not dead. He's been in a another prison in Guatemala or whatever the fuck it was. And he's been there for years and years and years. And someone took a photo of him somehow, and it got leaked. And his brother went to the country and had to break him out.
Wow, there you go.
And a couple of the old characters came back into it. So it was just so cool, nostalgia-wise. From 2009,
yeah, that's cool.
It was almost 8 years or something, or 8 or 9 years since we last saw Prison Break. To see the characters all get back together and work together, that was cool to see. So anyway,
and that
when I was watching that show, I actually enjoyed. I started out liking, he's going to break his brother out of jail, and what else has they've got tattooed on his body, and blah blah blah, and how are they going to get out of this? I liked all that, but I actually ended up developing a real like towards the bad guys, especially the dude that ends up losing his hand.
Yes.
Can't remember his name.
Yes.
Yeah, him, man. He was just like I really liked him. Like I was a fan of that dude for sure. Even though he wasn't the greatest guy, he was just a survivor in like these extreme situations. He just seemed to be able to manipulate and hang on to, and and I ended up following that story more than the main story itself.
Yep, absolutely, man. He was a fantastic character. He was obviously like a bit of a pedo kind of guy.
Which is not the coolest.
No, it's not the coolest, but you never actually get to see that, which is good. But you fall in love with how fucking evil he is in a way.
Yeah.
And that's it. You get screwed over.
Very clever show. Good characters in like development in that show as well. Like I think it was. I remember that. What was it? Little Paper Crane? Was it Little Paper Crane?
Little Paper Plane. Yeah.
Little Paper Crane.
Paper
Duck. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
To see where the water was
cool.
flowing.
I remember that. The little paper duck, mate.
But yeah, that's shit. Let's move on anyway. That's going to go forever. Number 8.
Prison break, mate. We've got to do an episode break, mate. Get down to the next episode.
Number 8 for Josh.
This one, you might think this might peak a bit early, but Breaking Bad for me is number 8. Yeah.
Shit balls.
Yeah. Right. I love that show. I mean, who doesn't? I think this will probably be in everyone's top 10, but I've got other shows that I like better.
Yep.
Than this one, but what can I say about this show? Amazing.
Yeah, it was a fantastic show.
Just a real life, because what would you do in that situation? You know what I mean? What would you do?
Yeah, what do you mean? Like.
Well, I mean, it's again, obviously, it depends a lot.
Not smart enough to come up with anything to invent a new drug that's blue.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, because you know that in the opening episode, when he's working at the car wash and he's teaching, he's working at the car wash, trying to work 2 jobs a day, and you just see the struggle. You feel for him instantly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, in that, I think it was very well made. So, yeah, I love it.
2008.
I love it.
January 2008 when the
Really?
first episode.
Was
yeah.
it? Wow.
2013.
I
Pretty cool.
concur.
Yeah.
I also like the spin-off of that show.
Better Call Saul.
Which I don't know if you guys Better Call Saul.
Yep.
Yeah.
I watched the first season. I actually never got around to watching the rest of it. I don't know why, but I just never did.
Well, I do. I like it, and to be honest, Saul is cool as a character, but I'm more keen on watching. It's the cleaner. Still terrible with fucking names tonight. Mike. Yeah, I love watching Mike's story. Mike's story is maze balls.
And basically that's what Better Call Saul is all about, really, isn't it? It's like him and Mike. Yeah.
The introduction of everyone to everything. Anyway, my next one, number 8, is X-Files, which if you haven't seen it, it's an American TV show, 93 to 02, but there has been movies and other little special features and shit after. And it's basically where some cameras are followed in the porn industry. And no, that's not it. It's just some spooky shit. Everyone knows X-Files. It's pop culture. If you don't,
die.
You're probably not
Where have you
watching,
been?
listening to this anyway.
Where have you been? Where have you been? Yeah.
Where have you been? Yeah, we don't need to say any more about X-Files because if you don't know X-Files,
I would love to go back and watch from season 1 all the way through. I would love to do that because I'm big into my conspiracies, aliens, all that shit. And watching them again now, I'd be hell into it. Because as a kid, I was a bit afraid to watch it and I didn't really like it.
X-Files did really well, didn't they? So 9 years, was it? 93 to 02.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's
I had the
good.
box set.
Did you? Yeah.
Doggo. Yeah, I got rid of not all of my DVDs 100%, but I got rid of a lot of DVDs and the X-Files. Honestly, we would just sit down. We did every night having dinner. We just watched right the way through the whole lot, and the movies and everything. And and for me, there's a scene with these inbreeders. That's my one that just freaks me out. Like these people that are just inbred and they've got their mum underneath the bed with no arms and no legs, and they drag her out to help breed.
What?
What the
fuck? See, I'd love to watch that shit again. I'd love to watch that.
It's messed
It's all
up.
real. It's a documentary. It's all real.
It is following.
That was an X-Files
actors.
porn.
You need David Attenborough.
Attenborough. Well, this is an armless woman. She hides under the bed.
She produces babies.
Here we have the rare 14-inch penis.
Shit.
Anyway, that was
cool.
mine. How about you, Doggo? What did you go for?
Number 8, boys. Number 8. Pretty current series, and it's Stranger Things.
Oh, you've talked about that, yeah.
Don't know if you guys have
seen season 1. Since season 1, I haven't watched season 2 yet.
Wow, I'm surprised you didn't because this is kind of the binge-worthy reason here is because we started watching Stranger Things when both season 1 and 2 were out. Well, give this a go. Everyone's talking about it. Watch season 1. Fuck yes, we got to watch season 2, and we smashed it within like a week. So we loved it.
People love this show. People love it.
It's a bit of retro feel. Yeah, feel like I'm a kid growing up in the 80s again.
Nice.
You know,
yeah. I need to watch it. I haven't even seen one episode.
I
need to watch it.
Yeah, I think so. But that's my reason for number 8. Anyway, so we move on.
Is it a sci-fi? Is it a sci-fi?
Yeah, sci-fi, kind of thrillerish, but also a little bit funny. Is it
story? Is it episode by episode? Is it, or is it still like a story based?
Full-on story. Yeah, full-on story.
Yeah, cool. Oh wow, Stranger Things.
Yeah,
people love that. People love it.
It's also a documentary on the porn industry.
A lot of porn references in this one. Number 7.
Speaking of porn, number 7, DJ Thicky.
I'll tell you what. Well, you can buy a lot of porn if you had billions and billions of dollars. I don't know if you guys have seen that show, Billion. It's about basically
it's a popular show.
Insider trading. It's about this guy. He's an investor and he's got bulk loads of money, and he basically kind of runs Wall Street, does all these dodgy deals and stuff like that. Great acting, great dialogue. Once again, heaps of references. They actually talked about Dirk Diggler, funnily enough, in one episode the other day. He goes, I'm going to get into all of that. Like they're talking about a stock. He's like, I'm going to get into all of that, like Dirk Diggler did back in the 70s. So it was awesome. It was awesome. Yeah, very, 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 very clever show. And if you haven't seen it, I definitely recommend you watch it. It's awesome. Billions, it's called.
Cool.
Great show. Billions.
Yeah, very popular
Billions.
show. I do hear things about it.
Great acting. It's got a guy.
Yeah, it's got the guy. He's in heaps of movies. That guy. Fucking what's his name? I can see him.
Guy?
I've got a picture of him right here. Paul Giamatti.
Yeah, that guy. How do you know that guy? How did you get a picture of that?
Well, I've got it up. And Damien Lewis, who I think the guy out of Homeland. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's an awesome actor. That guy.
Yeah. He's always a supporting role actor, but yeah, he's.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that Paul Giamatti. He's in fucking everything. That guy. But he's awesome in this show.
All right, let's go, Dion.
I've gone for a Kiwi New Zealand series.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's called Outrageous Fortune.
Great show. That's a great show. Yeah.
Good. DJ Thicky, my man.
Yeah, very funny.
It's not really a comedy thing, but yeah, there's heaps of funny stuff in it.
Yeah.
And basically, if you haven't seen it, don't know about it, it follows the lives of like a criminal family. So they're kind of in West Auckland, which is the more of the poorer kind of area. And the matriarch of this criminal family, or the mum of a lot of them, or the auntie or whatever, Cheryl, she kind of decides the family should go straight, letter of the law, instead of just breaking the law and having all these criminal interests. And obviously that creates a lot of turmoil within the family, and it's hard for them to break their habits of just committing crimes and quick cash and all these sorts of things. So it's I think it's actually R-rated. I'm not 100% on that, but there's a lot of sex in it.
Okay.
And there's it's just, and it gets pretty intense at times, because obviously they are doing crimes and criminal activities. So it was so popular that there was actually a spin-off called West Side.
Oh, I never saw that. No.
There's in Outrageous Fortunes, there's an old guy called Ted.
Yeah.
And so he's obviously he's the old school generation, but he's been a criminal forever, and he's in his 60s or 70s. And so so West Side's actually like a flashback to when he was younger, an up and coming criminal, and the shit that he got up to. And there's some hardcore sort of stuff that goes on. But yeah, Outrageous Fortune, like honestly, check it out. It's really good. I know it's 05, which is probably quite old now, but yeah.
I need to get all the episodes off you.
Highly.
I need to get all the episodes off you, because do you have them on file or whatever? Because I'd love to watch that again, because I used to watch that, because I think it used to be on SBS.
It was on something. It was on free to air for a bit.
Yeah, it was on free to air.
I did have the entire collection. I think I've actually lent it to someone.
Internet's your friend.
And
yeah, I might have to download that. It's a great.
You're gonna have to.
You'd love it. It's a great show. I remember watching it, because our mate, everyone's mate off the mall, Grant Bauer, is in that show.
Grant Bauer.
Yeah. No, Grant Bauer. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's
he's
cool.
Wolf. Yeah, he's one of the main characters. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah.
Sweet.
There you go.
Anyway.
All right, thank you for that there, Dion, because I might have to look into that one.
You're
I'll have to look into
very
it.
welcome.
Look at, ladies and gentlemen, look at the manners on this show. It's unbelievable. If
We're the kindest cunts out there.
We are straight out, and the smelliest.
Well, I'm a bit smelly actually.
Yeah, sorry. I need to put some deodorant on.
What are we up to? Number 7.
No, I think we're doing your 7.
Yeah, my 7. Oh, okay. Got another latest TV show. I think DJ's watched it. I'm not sure about Dion here, but it's called Ozark.
Great show. 2 seasons.
Indeed, I have. That's the money laundering show.
Yes.
Which very, very briefly, but I don't want to steal the limelight, doggo.
So you have watched it. There's a couple of seasons out on the old Netflix, and I've heard good things about it. So we're like, let's give this a go. Boom, hook straight away. Love the characters. I love the, I guess, suspension because, you know, you don't know when people are going to die and hit and, you know, shit the bed. So
Yeah,
it's cool.
I'm dying for season 3. Like, you know, when you say you want that show to come out,
That's
like
right.
I want Ozark season 3 to come out. So yeah,
It's
It
number
gets
7.
intense. It gets intense.
yeah, it's a really good show. Very clever, very cleverly made, and because it is that show, Dogger. It's very kind of slow moving as well, but
Definitely.
for some reason, the way it's made, it keeps the suspense in it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because a lot of people watch that and go, "This is just boring." Because there's bits where there's no action in it or nothing, but the suspense keeps you, you know,
I agree.
in the show. 100%, very well made, that show. My number 6. So I'll try and hum the theme song of this show and see if you guys. Do 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 do. No, that's way out of tune.
Josh doing humming. Oh god.
I can't.
Do it, brother.
Do 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 do. Do 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 do.
It's a mystery.
Do 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 do. No,
No. Sorry, bro.
that's Seinfeld, man.
Oh fuck.
Come
That's
on,
more
man.
like ding 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 ding.
That's a 90s dance tune.
Oh, is it? Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
No,
I think
what I'm
I think that song was called Cocaine in the 90s dance. I mixed that song heaps of times.
Seinfeld, all right.
Yeah.
So, to be honest, knowing DJ Dicky for a long time, I'm surprised this is not even, you know, up the top of the list a little bit further.
Oh,
up,
because I've got better shows.
That's cool. That's cool. So, yeah, I know you love your Seinfeld.
Nah, what can I say about the show about nothing? It literally is. It's about nothing, and I just love the humor in it. And once you fall in love with George Costanza is one of the funniest characters for me I've ever seen on TV. He's hilarious and cracks me up.
Awesome.
So I love it, man. Can't get enough. What about you, Double D?
Seinfeld never made my list.
Ooh.
And yet, well, it's more. She loves Seinfeld. We got the box set. It's like in the fridge, like as in the box set came that looked like the fridge off Seinfeld.
Oh, respect. Oh, wow, that's cool.
Ripped into.
Nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that song, by the way, was kind of a mix of Seinfeld and "Met Her at the Love Parade" by Dahul.
Well, okay, that's
Wow.
Met Her at the Love Parade.
Drop
I think
of
I've got that.
knowledge.
If you play that, bro, you will know. You
Yeah.
will know.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'd have to say my next one. See, I'm going a little bit kind of Denmark and Sweden for my next
Wow.
one.
Oh, wow.
The English name for it is The Bridge.
Ooh.
Brun or Bron, depending upon whether you're from Denmark or Sweden. But The Bridge.
2011.
The bridge.
Yeah, it's basically there's a bridge between sort of the two countries, and a body is discovered, and it's buried exactly a line between both countries. So both police forces have to work together.
Ah.
And the lead chick in it, she is. I don't really explain what she's got, but in my mind, she's got like autism or something.
Yeah.
So, like, she just goes to bars, picks up guys, and just says to them, "Hey, do you want to go and have sex?" And they're like,
What?
like
Yeah.
she's got no social etiquette at all. But yet she's an absolutely wicked investigator. Yeah, there's some really good characters. I guess it's a cop drama. Yeah, it is subtitled, which some people go, "Oh, subtitles, man, I've got to read."
That was my
But-
question. That was my next question to you.
Yeah. But honestly, it's one of those shows. It's so good.
How did you hear about this
You
show?
know that you're reading. I don't know. I think I went on a Stan or Netflix,
Thing? Yeah.
and we're just like, "What is this?" And you watch kind of the first 10 minutes of an episode of something, and you're like, "No."
No.
But we
yeah.
watched the first like season, and went, yeah, this is pretty good. Like,
So-
as in, we didn't even have to stop at the first 10 minutes, and we didn't have to stop at the first episode, and we didn't have to stop at the second. Like, we just
Wow.
kept going and just
So
consumed.
is it still going? Is it still going?
No, it's done.
Okay.
I could be wrong. I don't have this information in front of me, but I think there was 7 seasons.
Mhm.
This is a
Something around that
professional
sort of-
So
podcast.
which country took responsibility for the body?
I'm not sure who actually got the money.
Well, did someone get paid for
Probably
it?
America.
Did someone get paid? No, I mean, who? Which country took for the blame for the body?
Oh, yeah. Well, look, I can't give too much away because there's like this whole massive circle thing that goes around and it kind of comes back.
Mm.
Yeah, because we do have quite a few Swedish people listening to this. They
Oh, really?
probably watch it, yeah.
No,
Like
we've got a lot
ABBA?
of
Scandinavians
have-
as well.
Yeah,
people out there with IKEA furniture, so
Yeah, that's right.
right.
I'd be keenly interested in where the Allen key actually went.
Is,
Where the
is, the
other
dead,
kid-
is the dead body like flat pack? Like you have to build it? Yeah, it's like flat pack. You just put all the parts together.
See, that's the whole thing because there was 2 different countries involved because it was right on the border, so it was only half assembled.
Yeah, that's right.
Shit.
What's Denmark known for? Biscuits, pastries.
Dance parties,
Yeah, Denmark. Yeah.
No idea.
sex slavery. I don't know. I don't know.
Shall we
Denmark-
move?
Is that Amsterdam? Holland? Yeah. Is that no? I don't
No.
know. Europe.
I just checked. I just checked that track. Double D. All right. Yeah, I was completely wrong. My bad. But oh yes, that track
that
brings
means
back
I
a lot
was
of memories.
right.
It brings back. You're 100% right. It brings back a lot of memories.
Yeah.
That track. If you're on acid.
Or just really drunk.
Yeah, or just really hammered. Yeah. Every house party back in the 90s, early 2000s played that song. Oh, I'll say early 2000s.
Anyway, people don't need to hear me doing bad versions of songs that weren't really that great.
All right. So what's your number, Brian? Number
Yes,
6?
so my number 6 is Vikings.
Oh wow, good show.
Yeah, it's a pretty awesome. I fell in love with it. Had to watch every episode after and after again, and I have not watched the latest season yet. So,
Yeah.
but so I guess Vikings the main act. Oh, actually, I'm not going to spoil it. Just if you like old school style, no electricity kind of shit, and ruthless killing, rapage, titties, all that stuff. Yeah,
Are you saying you like rapage?
yeah.
He's up for it every night.
Rapage.
Jesus. No, I'll tell you what. No, because that came after Game of Thrones, right? Like a couple of years after.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Look, because you got me into that show, and because I'm a huge Game of Thrones fan, but I got into Vikings. I think it's very well made. For me, it seems realistic, and it's because they're all about their gods and stuff like that, and they do anything for their gods and that. So some of the scenes though in that show are probably the most horrific I've ever seen on TV.
Yeah, you're definitely right. There's always one scene, and it was probably in the first or second season. Right, I'm just going to talk about this one scene, which actually kind of still haunts me. And I've watched a billion movies, billion TV shows, and
Is it the white cloth one when he's hacking them to death with the white T-shirt over the top?
that's a pretty horrific one. But I always think of this scene, and the character is actually still alive in the seasons now. And every time I see him, I think, a fucking wanker.
Jesus.
But it was a scene where they were raiding a village or whatnot, and there was two brothers, and they go into like a little farmhouse, whatever, and they have a family. There's like a couple of daughters and their parents right there, and they basically hung the parents up on fucking hooks, and they're in hooks or whatever, and the blood and shit coming out of them. They're alive, and they're watching these two guys rape the shit out of the daughters, the young daughters. They just having to sit there and just watch them, and then just fucking slit their throat afterwards. And
I remember
they
that.
just leave the dad just fucking hanging there in hooks, and I was just like, that is fucking horrific, hey?
Yeah, that is horrific. Yeah. It's really intense. Like, it's really intense filmmaking. It's full on.
But yeah.
I'm not a fan of period dramas. I don't like
Old
a
school.
lot of them.
Yeah.
I just don't dig it. Even Horns, whatever the fuck it's called, Crown of Thrones, whatever. Thrones of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not into that, and like I'm probably one of 10 people in the world that hasn't watched it, and I could really care less, but it's just the whole period drama things, and everyone says I should love that crap, but I don't.
You can't choose what you like. You can't choose what you
honestly though, yeah, go ahead.
That's what's so good about this topic though, because that's the thing with TV shows, you know, like you could have 100 people watching all the same show and people get absolutely hooked by it, or it just doesn't click with you.
Yep.
You know? So I think when you look at how these shows are made and how they're done, I think it's like, like a popular show for like a director or, actors to actually make a vast majority of people actually obsessed with the show is a very clever thing to do. Because how hard is it? Because some people just go, this show's shit. And then someone might go, well, this show is awesome as well. So it's a very interesting one.
It is interesting, and I'll talk a bit more about that later down the list. Yes.
Vikings.
Hang on. That was mine, wasn't it?
That's number 6.
Okay, let's go. Next one.
So we're halfway. So I'll just do a quick cap. So the number 10 shows for all of us were Brooklyn 99, Bodyguard, Wentworth. Number 9 shows were Suits, Fargo, Prison Break. Number 8 were Breaking Bad, The X-Files, Stranger Things. Number 7 was Billions, Outrageous Fortune, Ozark. Number 6 was Seinfeld, The Bridgerton Vikings.
So there's actually no doubles there at all, huh? Fuck.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's quite surprising, isn't it? Like, and so yeah, but what's kind of the theme here, guys? I mean, there's
no theme.
There's a drama. Yeah, I think drama's winning.
Predominantly.
Yeah, I think drama's winning it. Yeah, smashing it. My number 5. Don't know if you guys seen it. Is Banshee.
Oh, Banshee, man! How is that not even on my list? That show just fucking rocks.
Oh, bro.
You're saying that now, Dion. That's not good. That's not good.
Hold on, wait. Is there a number 0?
You can't take out a... Wow, he missed one.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's re-updating.
It sounds like he's upset about that.
You can change the list halfway through. You can change the list halfway through. We're not down.
He has to drop out his top like 10 or 9 though to get that in.
Nah, I'm locking in my list. I'm sticking to it. I'm dedicated. But I'll tell you what, Banshee, man, Banshee was a big call. Do you know the guy that is actually Banshee? Who the actor? His name is Anthony Starr. He actually plays in Outrageous Fortune, which I had mentioned earlier. So he's a Kiwi actor.
Wow.
And he's such a good actor. He plays his own twin brother in this show. And there is an episode where he plays his twin brother pretending to be himself.
Wow.
So anyway, yeah. So big fan. Banshee's awesome.
Wow, very good.
Look it up, DJ Thicky. I haven't done enough, I don't think.
Yeah, no, I just loved everything about Banshee. From a guy's point of view, it's like the perfect show. Like action, sex. You know what I mean? It's just it had it all.
Isn't right? Yeah.
Awesome. Dion, number 5.
I've got a delightful little show. It's English. Once again from the Queen's country. It's called Happy Valley. Yay!
Oh, Happy Valley, yay!
Sounds delicious.
It does. It's another police drama series, and we weren't sure what we were going to be watching when we put Happy Valley on, and
I've never heard of it. Happy Valley TV series.
Yeah, shit just... It's two seasons. I think they released one in 2014 and another one 2016. And I really, really hope they're going to do another one.
Yep.
It's basically following this English copper. And there's
breaking news. I'm just going to... Producer Nicholas Schindler has confirmed that the series would not be broadcast until 2018 at the earliest. December 2018. So December 2018. Yeah, so maybe it's a bit late.
That's it. It's done. But anyway, yeah. But it's really good. Honestly, I don't really want to spoil it. It just gets dark and goes bad.
Interesting.
Happy Valley. Does that have an Irish actor like the guy off the IT Crowd? Is he in that show?
Oh no, I don't think he is.
No, okay. My bad. Is it better than The Bill? Did you ever watch The Bill? Top show?
Yeah.
The bill wasn't dark enough. It wasn't
Yeah.
gritty enough. I don't think the subject matter
Yeah.
in the bill got to the depths that it does in Happy Valley.
Because Double D, your list, like you've got Fargo where crazy stuff happens. X-Files, definitely crazy stuff happens. The Bridge, it's a bit dark as well. Happy, you got a lot of dark stuff there.
I do, and yet, I mean, you guys know me. I'm generally a happy,
you're a happy
jovial
man.
person.
You are.
And
what do you mean
that's
usually?
just a facade.
It's a facade. You're just a killer by night and a happy person by day.
Yeah,
Dexter,
that's right.
Dexter, mate. Is that what? It's Triple D, mate. Double D, Dexter.
What is this show called, Dexter?
Dexter, yeah. It's your autobiography.
If only I was a blood spatter specialist.
that's
Doggo,
right.
mate.
Doggo.
What did you bust out next?
Number 5, boys, is Banshee.
Oh, you double up! Wow.
Yeah.
I'm spewing again.
Yeah, man. I was just laughing when DJ said that because I got it right there as well. Fucking fantastic show. And it's not really well known, man. You say Banshee, they're like, what the fuck? I never heard of it.
Banshee, yeah.
But it's fucking got sex, man. It's got sex. It's got hot women. It's got murderous shit. It's got awesome characters. It's got bad. You know what? I've seen many movies, many TV shows. I'll say it again, but the fight scenes, the actual fist fight scenes, I've got me on the edge. I literally, sit on the edge of my couch watching the fight scenes in this show because they're just filmed uniquely, realistically, bone cracking, crunching. Oh, awesome!
They're so realistic, these fight scenes.
Yes, the albino. Fuck.
I was going to mention that scene where he gets the scalpel and cuts his hoo-ha, and then he smashes him with that big dumbbell thing or whatever and cracks him open.
Yeah,
the Indian chick and the psychopath with the glasses, that fight scene's intense.
You guys know what I mean, right? The fight scenes are just
the tomahawk. He gets that tomahawk.
Yeah,
that film. Yeah,
unreal.
That's right.
But you know who was really good in that? Proctor, man. That guy. Fuck it. He acted so fucking well, man.
Yeah.
Proctor, like he wasn't a big guy, he wasn't a muscly guy, he was just like kind of scrawny, businessman man. But fuck, he just played the evil. He looked so evil all the time.
I'll tell you who's underrated in a lot of these shows is the actual people in the cafes that make the coffee, because they actually look like they're legit making coffee.
Cool.
No, you don't want to take anything away from these people. They work hard. I mean, they might be extras in the background, but man, you know if someone's not making a coffee right. You go and get your coffee in the morning. You're watching people. This is something you've seen in your life, and yet you watch these. You watch throughout all of these shows. When someone makes a coffee, yeah, boy. Anyway.
Great acting, all the time.
It is, yeah.
No, but and who was his ex-wife or whatever, his wife, Rabbit's daughter or whatever. I mean, there was smoking hot women in Banshee all the time. Yeah. And what about what's her name? The Amish girl.
Oh,
yes. Yeah, that's all you need to say.
Don't even.
Ivana Milchevic, Carrie Hopewell.
She's gorgeous.
Oh no, that's the wife, I think.
She was gorgeous. Yeah,
Rebecca.
Yeah, Rebecca. Yeah, it had it all. It had it all, that show, didn't it? And remember Sugar? Remember the guy at the bar?
Sugar Ray.
Remember Sugar Ray, mate. Sugar Ray, man.
Yeah, Sugar was awesome. So many awesome characters. I was sad when that ended. Yeah.
Do you know what? If Double
guess
D
what? Double D doesn't have it in the top 10. So.
Oh. Well, you know what? I'll just have to do something.
Imagine if that was your number 5 as well. That would have been a triple Banshee, man. That was a trifecta of Banshee. All right, I want to go number 4 now. Now, this relates to the X-Files as well, a bit from Double D. But David Duchovny in Californication, Hank Moody.
Yeah. Good show.
Oh, man. I was on the plane. I remember I was flying to Europe, and you scroll through all the shows to watch on the aeroplane. And I was like, oh, okay, this looks cool. And I literally watched the first episode, and that was it for the whole flight. Like, I got no sleep. I watched all of it, and literally, I fell in love with the show. Just how, I think it's very relatable to, there's You know, especially like the relationships where, you know, you fall out or whatever, and you know all these people that have a kid, and how tough it would be. You know, this was about 7 years ago I watched this show, and just like my family life growing up as a kid, kind of related a bit as well. So it was good. It had it all. It had like the humor in it, and what's that bald guy's name? Winkle or whatever his name is. He was a funny character as well. But I love that show. Very very good.
Whenever I hear the name of the show, Californication, all I can think of is Red Hot Chili Peppers.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. I have not
Davo
watched any
actually-
of it. Eh? Have you watched much, Dion?
Yeah, I think I haven't watched all of the seasons. I've probably watched the first 4 or 5.
Okay.
But so quite a bit. Dig it. I think Davo's cool. His ex-wife as well, whoever plays her,
Yeah.
she does a great job as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I dig it. But rolling into my number 4 is Breaking Bad,
Nice. Makes the top 10.
which we've already had
Yep.
discussed. And with Breaking Bad too, I do include Better Call Saul. Yeah, because I dig it. And
Yeah.
to be honest, with Breaking Bad, like I've said to people that never watched Breaking Bad before, I said if you really want to just skip ahead and catch up to what everyone else is talking about in regards to the show, just watch the first 5 minutes of an episode and the last 5 minutes of an episode, and then you'll miss that bit out in the middle where they just like focus in on cactuses and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, there's a little bit of that kind of camera angle stuff where they just look at things that are kind of random, and I do feel like they try and pad it out a little bit with these fancy camera angle shots and things. But honestly, man, try it. Watch the first 5 minutes and the last 5 minutes of Breaking Bad, and you will get every episode. You can reduce
Interesting.
a season down a lot.
I think Breaking Bad is one of those TV shows, if people go back and watch it now, they will just give up 2 or 3 episodes in.
What's
But
that?
you can't do that. You just cannot do that.
No, you can't.
You've got to stick fat, and then you'll actually really get to like it. But I'm going to go into my, what is it? Top what? 4. Number 4. Number 4. Oh, okay. Here we go. Dion's favourite, Game of Thrones.
Oh wow.
I don't like midgets. I've got an issue with midgets.
Yeah.
I think me and DJ had this discussion before via
Yeah.
text.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, it's true.
Put it out there.
It's true.
Yeah, Game of Thrones makes my number 4.
Not true. I don't have issues with midgets.
Yeah.
What?
No, we don't like midgets. They're very scary. Nothing wrong with that.
Midgets are people too.
Yeah.
They're called little people. Little
They're
people.
called little people.
That's
No,
all right.
honestly, no, nothing wrong. There's some things that freak you out in life, and they actually do nothing. I've got nothing against them, but they just freak me out a little bit.
Against them either.
Because I just feel like if I piss one off, they can knock out my kneecap straight away. You know what I mean?
It's more the groin. It's more the groin I'm worried
Yeah,
about.
Yeah.
they could just bite it. I don't even know.
Headbutt.
Yeah, boom. Yeah, and I'm scared because I'm tall. You know, I'm like my kneecap. I might just turn around the corner and boom. You know, I've got a fucking lawsuit on my hands. I'll just knock someone out with my knee. You know, some dwarf guy. I don't want that.
Just see my testicles being used as a punching bag. You know, the speed.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I love that going back and forth. Okay,
Anyway, so that was Game of Thrones. So DJ Thicky, what did you?
Double
See, I
D.
managed to gloss over that.
Double D. Yeah, I want to ask Double D. What? You know, because Doggo hasn't put Breaking Bad down yet, but Double D and I have. What stands out that show for you, Double D?
I think he was just a working class dude.
Yeah,
He was a school teacher. Yes, he was
Yeah.
more before that, but he was like just a working class dude. Fate dealt him a hand, and he's just
Yeah.
like, you know what? Fuck this.
yeah,
And then he basically everything tried to, you know, the drug industry is what it is, and there's bad
Yeah.
people and that. And he ended up psychologically and physically out bad peopling the bad people. If
Yeah.
you know what I mean, and I guess that's the attraction to it, because he's not really a nice guy. The lead character is a drug manufacturer, a drug dealer. he's just doing everything for his own selfish reasons, for his family, who have even in the end kind of said to him that they didn't want all the shit that he was putting them through in order to get some money together, because he is inevitably going to pass away, you know. So he's not a lovable character, but yeah, I guess he kind of is. And I think it's the other characters in the show as well that really bring it together.
Yeah. That's. Do you know? Because I question myself, like with Breaking Bad all the time. Like, he is kind of doing the wrong thing, like breaking the law. But as a viewer, you just support him all the time as well. You know, it really made me feel a lot of. That's why I think it's kind of popular with a lot of people. That one.
Anti-hero.
Yeah. Yeah. Number 3 for me, Boston Legal.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys ever heard that show.
Yeah, I know you love that.
I love Boston Legal, mate. It's Danny William Shatner.
James Spader.
James Spader, one of probably my favourite male actor of all time. I just think he's a very, very good actor. He's currently in Blacklist now. I don't really like Blacklist, but Boston. Well, yeah. So, The Secretary. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie. It's a pretty full-on movie, The Secretary.
Have you seen Stargate? Movie. He's in Stargate as well.
Yeah. I know you like Stargate, don't you? You like Stargate.
Yeah, he was very young and skinnier in Stargate.
But yeah, Boston Legal. It's a legal drama, and just the dialogue just got me. The humor, the wittiness, and some of the intense monologues that James Spader used to do. It's just a great show, because at that time that it was basically they did episodes about all the major political issues in that were happening in America, and then they'll just make a show about it. So it was quite influential as well. So yeah, that's my number 3, Double D.
2004, by the way. 2004, that show started.
Mine is, I guess my number 3 is Walking Dead. Walking Dead. Yeah, sorry. Wrong.
That's
nothing wrong with
porn, mate. Wrong porn.
Yeah. What's wrong with being in necrophilia? What's wrong with that? They don't know. Yeah.
I think it's the temperature of the bodies. It's more, if they're in a coma, that's probably.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Anyway, I mean, Walking Dead. Walking Dead's Walking Dead, and to be honest, I haven't seen all of them.
Oh wow!
Stopped. I think I stopped watching like 2 years ago.
Really?
Actually, Doggo, when you moved into your house, I think we had this discussion that I hadn't even seen. How long have you been living in your new place now?
Couple years, a couple years. I remember that conversation. It was at like a housewarming, and you said, "Yeah, that's right. I remember that. I remember."
Yeah, I don't think I've yet seen the guy with the baseball bat and the.
What? Wow.
Okay. Oh, and the thing is that we binge watched it. And then and loved it, and then what happened is that it was so long before another season was going to come out that we got stuck into all these other seasons, and then we were watching all this other stuff, and then we kind of just left it behind, and we still have left it behind. Oh, and another thing I think that went against it is that the platform that they chose to release it on, because I'm not a big fan for just torrenting or whatever the hell the fanciness is called. So I prefer to Netflix or Stan it, or I'll even pay on YouTube or stuff like that. So I think I don't know what platform they're on. What have they released it on?
To be honest, I thought it was Stan. I thought it was on Stan.
It's not.
Okay.
It's not.
Maybe Amazon or
one of those, like a women's channel. Yeah, Amazon would be the ladies' one, wouldn't it?
But to be honest with you, I've never watched it. I've never watched it legal, if you know what I'm saying. So,
yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, I know how you like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm also, you got Stan, you got Netflix, you got Amazon, and now you've got is it Prime? Is that a thing? And then you've
Prime.
got, I'm like, man, I'm just overpaying for all.
Might be on
this
Foxtel.
stuff.
I think it might be on
Even
Foxtel.
Apple. I think Apple are doing their own streaming service now.
Oh man, another thing I've got to pay for. Fuck that.
Well, I know.
Internet is your friend. I'll say it again.
Yes, no. I'm down with it, and I know what I can do. But yeah, I've got enough stuff going on.
Double D, do you do the YouTube, pay for the YouTube one, or?
To be honest, I've paid for the odd movie,
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
but it's not my first go-to, and
Yeah.
I have other stuff going on in my life that I don't need to find ways to waste a lot more of it.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
That being said, what's your number 3 binge that you've sat down for days on end and watched?
Doggo. Oh, me. That'd be me.
The
That's
D-O double
you.
G.
Dude, that's you.
D-O.
My number 3 is also The Walking Dead.
Oh wow,
Oh,
double, another double,
snap.
another
See?
double,
I love doubling up, baby.
all about the doubles, mate. Yeah.
Well, D loves the doubling.
And I am up to date, absolutely up to date. We just finished the latest season the other night, actually.
Wow.
Season 23. Nice work.
We just finished it. Season 23.
Yeah.
But I'm, to be honest, it's tapered off a little. This last season was kind of a struggle for me and the wifey. We were like, oh, come on, man. I'm not going to say what happens because I'd like you to watch and catch up and we can have a chat about it. But the whole need... Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. I was just going to ask you, what is the most thing that has happened in The Walking Dead for you? If you could pick one moment to watch again, just a YouTube, that clip of that one moment, what would it be?
It'll be the part you have not seen yet from the bad guy with the baseball bat. And people that are listening to this at home will know exactly what I mean with that.
Okay.
That's all.
I just want to YouTube it right now.
No. Oh, fuck, yeah.
I think for me, that far yet, was when the cop's wife died.
That was fucking fantastic. And his...
She was some whingy bitch.
Yes, I get you. I actually really I'm big into how acting and how genuine they make it. I actually really enjoyed when Rick found out when she died and he was just crying, non-stop and all that stuff. I thought it was actually a really good performance and pretty strong. And I just sort of like, wow, that's intense. But yeah.
Sweet.
I still really like it, and I still want to watch the rest of it. I want to see how it ends and all that sort of stuff. So there we go.
My bet is that they either turn into zombies or there's a cure.
I'll tell you what. Speaking of zombies, hang on, just a quick little side note. We just finished before jumping on here for this podcast. We just finished the first episode of a new Netflix show. Have you heard of it? Called Black Sheep. Fuck, some shit like that.
Oh, I've seen the shorts, man. I've seen the shorts.
Have
What's
you?
it called?
Look, I don't like horror. I'm not a horror guy, but anything zombie related, I dig it, man.
Black Summer. And we just watched the first episode, and I was like, this is fucking good. That's my first thought. Super realistic. As realistic as you can get from a zombie movie. Realistic aspect or look at how the humans would act when everything's just turned to shit, and what do you do to survive, basically.
Yeah.
Preppers.
Yeah.
So how does it happen? How does it start?
We don't know how it starts, and we don't even know in Walking Dead, really, to be honest. But this one just sort of starts a few weeks into it, and people are already starting to turn. And
they're like freaking out and
and it's a really good look at how humans would try and react to survive and what they would do, and I kind of enjoy that sort of.
Is it if they bite you, do you turn into a zombie?
Basically, that's all zombies movies. Yeah, it's always the same shit like that.
Yeah. And do they die? How do they die? Do they just get shot as well, or?
Well, yeah, Walking Dead is all about stabbing or shooting them in the head. But this one, I'm not 100% sure yet, but we'll see.
You guys are gonna hate me. Like, I do not like zombie. Like I like the movie
totally
Zombieland.
Yeah,
Zombieland, but I just find it just like they're just so slow.
Yeah,
I'm just like this. It's just like that. I remember watching one episode of Walking Dead, and I watched 2 episodes actually. There was one episode, I think it was at your house, Doggo, with they're in the prison, right, and they're all just like fucking standing outside the prison, the prison walls and stuff, just going, yeah. I'm just like, this is the most boring thing I've ever seen in my life. And then inside they show a scene of them like growing some vegetables and shit like that. I was like, what the
Well,
fuck?
it's not about just zombies.
Yeah,
like,
I
you know,
know,
it's
I
about
know,
survival and it's like kind of the end of the world. How you get involved with the characters and how humans, you know, take on other humans just to survive. And yeah, it's all.
But there was one scene I did like though. You guys might remember it, but there was a guy. I think like he jumped off a building or something, but he impaled his leg on a post or something like that. And then the zombies are coming, and then there's like, well, what do you want to do? You have to basically cut off his leg.
A lot of situations like that, yeah.
Yeah, I reckon that's cool. I like that part of it. The situation, like, what would you do? Like, what would you do if you were in that situation? You know?
Yeah. All right, well, let's go crunch time, boys.
Oh,
Double D's
not gonna like this. Sorry, Double D. It's Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah.
It's all right.
Sorry, mate. Look, I think we talked enough about it. People either like it or they don't like it. But I was very sad with the first episode. I didn't like where the first episode was going. I waited
the later
2
season.
years.
Yeah, a lot of people said that, but I don't see the big deal, man.
No, well, I think what they're doing, Doggo, and they're doing it very cleverly. I think they're just building up the love story, you know what I mean, of Jon Snow and, Daenerys. But now Jon Snow's just realised that that's his auntie now. But, that incest happened all the time back then. But interestingly enough now, the Kingslayer killed Jon Snow's dad. So they're supposed to be working harmoniously now. That might not happen, but look, very interesting to see where it goes. But I hope they just don't continue this stupid Daenerys and Jon Snow love story.
That's fine. I liked it. I liked the first episode. I got my rebuttal to it was just seeing everyone who has not seen each other for years and years and years.
Yeah, that was together. Cool. Well, when Jon Snow came in and saw Bran, and that was wicked.
It's awesome.
I actually felt like I was like, "Fuck, I'm so involved with these characters."
Exactly.
Yeah, interesting.
So that was the good part about it. Anyway, so
what about Double D? Number 2. We're getting down to the crunch time now. This is it.
I do want to say I have seen someone put together a little clip, and I don't know the characters in Game of Thrones, but there was one guy who was like, I don't know, let's call him Death Walking. He's just a big, could really handle himself regardless of how many people were around him. The Hound or something?
Yeah,
he's
an awesome character.
Yeah. He had some girl with him.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Got the feeling that he was reluctantly taking her along. And she ended up taking her dagger back in a bar. Like, I just seen this scene with this massive fight, and there's obviously this history there.
And what did you think of that?
Yeah.
I thought that the girl, I thought she, obviously, without knowing her history or anything, I did see a snippet of how the sword got taken, that small sword, and so how she got it back. I thought that was pretty kick-ass. I thought she had like even though she's a tiny person, she had just like an inner power, turning point for her that you can't come back from, and so she would probably go on to greatness, apart from the fact that it's Game of Thrones, and she would probably be dead in the next episode. So
see, Dion, you probably like it, dude. The characters, you do fall in love with them.
So I need to start watching it halfway through.
No. Just, you got to give it a go. You got to. Get the misses as well and just give it a good shot. You'll fall in love with the characters, but the best thing about it is you don't know who the fuck's going to cark it. They tease you a lot about loving a character, and suddenly he's gone or she's gone.
Anyway, let's see. We'll revisit this conversation in another 10 years. So my number 2. That's where we're at.
Yep, let's go.
Yeah, I'm going to drop a number 2 right now.
Drop a number 2.
Yeah, we've got for me, it's a little American show called Elementary.
Oh,
interesting.
Cool.
I'm I guess a Sherlock Holmes fan. I like the whole people that are super smart, I suppose. These guys would be great at chess, I would imagine. I just dig it. There's a background story going on, as well as there's just your quick popcorn, hey, this is just like an episode that's happening sort of thing. The actors as well, So I guess the lead man himself, Sherlock.
It's a modern day take.
It's a modern day
Sherlock Holmes.
take. Yeah. Anyway, the dude out of man, I have memory blanks. People's names and stuff and things.
Johnny Lee Miller
is
and
it Johnny
Lucy
Lee Miller?
Liu.
Yeah, man. Lucy. See, Lucy Liu. Well, that's Lucy Liu, but Johnny Lee Miller. I rate him as an awesome. So, and he's been in a lot of stuff. Yeah, Trainspotting. Yeah, I mean that's massive. Been in heaps of stuff. But anyway,
okay.
Elementary. Everyone knows the story of Sherlock Holmes. This is just modern murder mystery.
Who's the male lead in that?
Johnny Lee Miller.
Yeah.
Johnny Lee Miller. Yeah, I watched a few. He's a very good actor. That guy. I watched a few episodes. He plays it very well. That guy. Is there a bit of humor in that show as well? Double D.
Yeah, there is. But I mean, he's not particularly humorous himself. But yeah, there is. I mean, he was in Hackers. He was in heaps of stuff.
Yeah.
For your old school crew out there that know.
I remember
The
Hackers.
old 1995 movie Hackers. Yeah.
Oh, I'd
What
love
about
to watch
Sliders?
that now.
Remember Sliders?
Oh,
Yes.
Sliders. Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
It's on my list, but unfortunately,
But
that's all.
Elementary has a huge following. There's a guy at work. He loves Elementary as well. But yeah, he loves it. He swears by it. Great show.
Cool.
Elementary.
Well,
Ooh.
there you go. Elementary for top two. All right. My top two, guys, is a recent show which I've fallen in love with.
Ooh.
And it's right up there, number two. I could watch it over and over again. It's The
A Current
Punisher.
Affair. Oh, you talked about this show.
I've actually deleted The Punisher from my list.
Oh, someone's deleted it.
On the Netflix ones?
Yeah, the Netflix ones, yeah.
See, I've fucking fell in love with them. I love Frank Castle, man. He is just a badass dude. He's my type of dude that I love to invest in. Kicks ass,
Really?
has a soft side as well.
It's dropped off a bit for me.
I love it.
Started to drop off a bit for me. So
In the second season?
Yeah, so that's why I kind of deleted it. I thought other things were better, but let's
Right.
face it, if we did a top 20, it was in there,
cool.
right with Banshee.
Yeah, you didn't live with Banshee. You're spewing about
Spewing
that.
about Banshee, man. I'm like, fucking, where was my brain? Anyway.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah, that's that. I'm really surprised.
I need to watch an episode. I need to watch one episode.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
let's
don't
do
know
it.
if you'd like it though, because you're kind of different to me with the stuff like that.
Yeah, but it's action,
Also-
isn't it?
Is action, and action.
Got the guy out of one of the first season of Walking Dead.
Yeah, and I reckon he's an awesome actor, man. Really awesome actor.
Yeah, he's been in some other movies and shit too.
He has, yeah. One of Josh's favorite movies, Fury. He's in that as well.
Oh, that's a shit movie, man. One of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life.
Was that the worst movie you've ever seen in your life?
Yeah, he honestly
No.
thinks it is.
No, it is just Double D. Look, no, when look, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to talk about Fury because
Side note, here we go.
this is an age, and I can guarantee we'll be fucking geriatric 70, getting our nappies changed, and I'll be like, Fury's still a shit movie. Like, it's just,
Oh.
look,
just
when I saw
gonna
the
say-
trailer, sorry, yeah, go ahead.
Tillfield, LA.
Allfield, LA.
Tillfield, Los Angeles.
What
Was
about it?
the shittest movie ever.
Oh, I've never seen that.
Don't bother. Like, no, don't get me wrong. I like these brain dead movies where shit blows up and guns fire and stuff.
Yeah.
That's all great. But the minute that you insert a 15-minute love fucking scene right in the middle of the movie,
Yep.
it's like they just went, hey, this movie's too blokey. Let's put a bit in for the girls to watch that get dragged along to the movie. Fuck
Yeah,
that.
fuck
They know
that.
what they're there for to watch.
Exactly, 100%.
But this is what Josh hated about it.
Bro, can someone give Double D a medal for like standing up for what movies are supposed to be about? Because Double D, I saw this trailer for Fury, and it's like, this is wicked. This is going to be an army tank, story about an army tank, the Brotherhood going through. You know what I mean?
It was.
Blowing stuff up. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. No, what it was a slow ass movie where they go into a war-torn zone and literally they get out of a tank and then they have like a 45-minute fucking brunch and lunch. Some person sits down and plays piano. Some like person like shaves his beard or something like that as well. Like gives him a foot bath. And I'm like, this is in the middle of a fucking has a shag in a fucking war-torn zone. They literally all get out and that all happens. So like, what do you want? Some roast potatoes, roast parsnip, roast pumpkin? Do you want a side of corn? Like,
I thought it was fantastic.
It just doesn't make sense. No, it's the worst.
What doesn't make sense? The fact that a movie actually slowed down for a second in a World War movie, slowed down and actually shows them what they do in their off time, because you're not always looking down at sights in a fucking gun. You got to take a shit. You got to take a piss, and the one chance that they have to just settle down and just go, fuck yeah, a good home cooked meal. It's been fucking
I'm telling
years.
You, any soldier would know that's not real. That's unrealistic. Like, that's like playing Call of Duty.
So you're telling me none of the soldiers have a little bit of downtime at all during World War II?
No, I'm guarantee you, in a World War, in World War II, in a fucking war torn where you're under threat. You know what I mean? You wouldn't even have time for that, doggo.
What do you mean? They obviously you would have time. You're not always under attack.
No, of course, no. You're not always under attack, but there is no way. Now, and from like a point of view in the movie, you're just like, this is ridiculous. It's like playing Call of Duty, and then you come up and you kill a few people, then you start knitting. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make sense.
It's called carrot.
I've got to call a timeout, because you two ladies are going to go on forever about this. But, however, I think that might be an interesting topic to discuss in the future, is maybe worst movies ever made from our own point of view.
That's a good
one. You guys have just gone on for a couple of minutes there in this heated discussion, which I love.
Yeah.
However, we are building the suspense for number one.
Yeah.
For our number
it's just
ones.
like
okay, all right.
I'm building the suspense, but it's literally like watching the.
I could come back.
Doing crosswords.
It's
like
still going.
It's like character building. You got to actually find out quite a bit from the characters during that whole scene. You know, you had the asshole who was trying to like just get a root. Yeah, fuck it, let's go. And then you had the nice shy kid who has never had a root, and he was just like, okay, this is cool. And they had a nice little collection, and then
mate,
I'll say that my number one was not Banshee. It was not Banshee.
All right, let's go.
I just want to keep talking.
Let's go. No, Dion's got a good point.
I'm doing the drum roll. I'm doing the drum roll. For me, and this is probably my favorite show of all time, and I watched a few episodes the other day. But for me, one of the best shows.
I've known you for a long time. I don't know what it is, so this I'm excited.
It's one of the best shows ever made, and it's still going.
Golden Girls.
Yeah, I don't know what season it is up to now, but I'm talking.
I know what it is.
I'm talking pre-season 12. No, pre-season 12 and below. One of the best ever shows I think ever made. I think that,
Simpsons.
100%.
Cartoon.
Oh, yes, Simpsons.
Because for me, The Simpsons, when I grew up watching it as a kid, you don't understand all the metaphors. You don't understand all the other jokes behind it. You don't understand the meanings and stuff. You literally just laugh at like Homer falling over or something like that, the slapstick part of it. But as you grow older and older and older, that show and the characters, it's so cleverly written. When you watch a show now, like I've got all The Simpsons just up to season 12, no more. But I lose it laughing because it's so clever. Like even as an adult now, you get more jokes. You get more jokes of it. I love it. So for me, hands down. Have you ever? What other show can you remember more lines from than The Simpsons? Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love Seinfeld. Seinfeld might be your number one, Double D, maybe.
Might be, but it isn't.
Oh.
What have we got?
The black or white cookie? Is it the black or white cookie?
The black and white cookie.
Family Ties, isn't it? Ties.
We went to New York, and I had a black and white cookie.
Did ya? Respect.
Yeah. We did a Seinfeld tour, so.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's all. Did you get some jambalaya? Jambalaya.
Not in New York. No, but I did have some when I was in the States because it's all, Anyway, geeking out.
Number one.
My number one for me was a show that when it came onto the scene, it was just like, holy shit, this is from a completely different point of view from watched, and you're actually rooting for the bad guy. Was Dexter.
Oh,
Ah.
wow. See, I told you you're a fucking Dexter.
I know, and I had to keep my mouth shut. I had to keep my
Yeah.
mouth
That's
shut earlier.
funny. I
You
called
said that
it,
earlier.
ladies and gentlemen. I called it at the halfway point before the release of number 5. He's a triple D, mate. He's a double D Dexter, mate. He's a double D Dexter. Wow. There you
Loved
go.
it. Consumed it, got into it. I think some of the special guests in there too, which weren't, I guess they were more than just special guests. Is it John Lithgow?
Yeah.
The way, I mean, I always seen him as kind of just a bit of a, comedian really, but the serious role that he played in that was just hardcore. Everything from the first season with the freezer, his brother, and just the whole dealio. There was nothing else around at the time in 06 that was like that.
There was nothing. There was nothing at that time.
It was all wishy-washy bullshit.
Yep.
And then here comes this thing that's like hardcore kind of death and whatever that just, I mean, I don't know. There probably was other stuff around, but it just really grabbed me anyway.
Yeah. But, I think that show was...
Prison Break was around.
Hit the nail on the head. I think Dexter was... I think there was no other show like Dexter. I think. I watched the first season. I liked it. Unfortunately, I didn't watch the next ones, but I think it was a great idea for a show because you actually supported Dexter.
And it made me nervous. Some of the scenes made me nervous. How the hell is he going to get out of this?
Yeah.
And then, I mean, towards the end of it, I just realised he killed everyone that just, kind of got too close. But anyway.
Yeah.
So, Doggo, mate, you're number one. You were just saying Prison Break. You can't have it twice on your list.
I was just trying to get into around that. You said 2006 wasn't much on, but 2005 Prison Break.
Is it Burke's Backyard or
Prison Break was on around that time? Just saying. But you know what, Double D, I have never watched Dexter.
Wow.
Well, strap yourself in, big boy.
I'm telling you, yeah. And I've always thought about it, But
this is where we need to have like our own headphones with the VR goggles. And what could happen is you sit down, we'll sit side by side, and you watch Dexter and I'll watch Game of Thrones. And we'll do it episode by episode and then just take our little VR goggle thingies off and just be like, have this massive discussion.
Now, this is not a bad idea.
Do you know what would be cool, right? Like, we all watch an episode of Dexter, but we all start, like, we can all download it or whatever, but we all just watch one episode at the same time.
I've got an idea.
And just, like, commentate on it and talk about it and go, oh, that was cool, like, Well,
I start watching Dexter. Josh starts watching Walking Dead.
Nah, not Walking Dead.
No, blow me. Suck my dick. You're watching Walking Dead. I'm watching Dexter. And Dion watches fucking Thronesies.
Yeah, and then we can come back and commentate.
I'll gag on that. I'll gag on Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Oh, mate.
I'm going to gag on Dexter.
Maybe a little vommy. You'll love Dexter, Doggo.
I probably will.
Difference.
Yeah, I probably will.
We get things. Clearly, we get things that suck. Because
come on, man.
You're inferring that's what we have to do just to get through it.
Yeah, so Dexter was a cool character as well, though, wasn't he? You know what I mean? Like, I reckon that was casted really well. Do you reckon Double D? He played it really well. They could have picked anyone, but he just had the look and everything. He was very well casted for that role, I think.
What's his name? Hall is his real name.
I don't know his real name.
If only there was something we could type that into to find out his real name.
Oh, do you reckon it's Google?
Oh, now.
Yeah. Do you know the funny thing with Dexter is, like, even if someone's named Dexter, you'd have to think of the TV show. Like, you cannot say the word Dexter without thinking about murdering things.
Yeah. There was I often wonder if the TV show was kind of partly spawned from the Propellerheads song.
Yeah.
There is a Propellerheads song where it's basically they have a kid that's psychosomatic. He sort of is kind of psycho. Anyway.
Oh wow.
Propellerheads. That's the 90s, I think.
Don't know.
Moving on, Doggo, number one. Save me from
Drum roll.
talking.
Drum roll. Drum roll.
Okay, so yeah, I'd really like to watch Dexter, mate. So thank you for that, Dion, once again.
Welcome.
My number one, Josh probably knows. Dion, not sure, is Breaking Bad.
Wow.
Ooh,
That was your
I think
number one.
That's our number one, I think,
Yeah,
generally, because we've all
That's
got
one.
So yeah, you guys didn't touch on it earlier. My story behind Breaking Bad actually is us, and the reason why I said that earlier in the podcast was I remember Kimbo and Crispy and which is a few of our mates. They said to me, "Oh, Breaking Bad's awesome. You got to watch it." I was like, oh, "Okay, I'll give it a go." Watched the first 2 to 3 episodes, and I stopped watching it. This is shit. This is terrible. It's so slow. You know, this old dude is dying. Didn't give a shit. And I gave it a few months. A few months went past, and they were like, "You got to try it again. Just give it another go. Give it another go." All right, fuck it. Give it another go. Best thing I ever did. It's now my favorite TV show of all time.
Wow.
Yeah, and another thing you guys didn't mention, I love the Jesse Pinkman. I love his story. You know, from just a high school dropout, dealing with shit, and all the shit that he goes through during the whole, 5 seasons or whatever it is. I don't love it. You feel for him so much with all the crap that he goes through, with people that he loses that are close to him, all because of this high school teacher who actually is a fuckhead. He really is. And I rewatched the whole series only last year because Jade had never seen it. And it was interesting listening to her comments. Yeah, we rewatched it and I loved it. It was interesting hearing her comments during it, is that she did not like the main actor, Walter White.
Yeah, Walter White.
She thought he was an absolute asshole because of what he kept doing to Jesse and just roping him in all the time. And he wanted to get out of it all the time, and
just wanted to build the perfect timber box.
Yeah,
that's all he wanted to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, do you know what? I think Jesse. No, do you know? I don't think he forced Jesse.
Heaps of times. He really
he
sucked
did.
him in.
He did suck him in, but not all the time though. As well, like I think he kind of did his own thing as well.
Yeah, I don't know. He kind of got sucked in a lot. He was addicted to drugs all the time, and I love the whole story with Jesse. But man, I love that TV show. Definitely my number one.
Yeah. Have you guys rewatched, like your favorite movie or any of these TV shows, and then you get a different perspective, like completely rewatched it?
I to be honest, when I was researching this list, I actually went back to some of the shows that I actually loved in the 80s as I was growing up.
Yep.
And I've just rewatched some episodes here and there, and I'm like, man, I love this show when I was young, and now looking back on it, it is just shit.
Have you got any special mentions then? Like you'd like to?
Twilight Zone.
Yep.
Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
Some of the stories in the Twilight Zone still stick with me. There's probably 3 I can mention. One with a guy that wanted a car and was gambling, and another dude that owned the car and he collected little fingers. So yeah, anyway, that's a whole thing. Another one was a dude who was an old guy that was rich.
Cool.
Was buying the body parts off of a dude that was really fit. So he'd buy his legs to start off with. So then you have this really old guy, like a body stuck on these like buff, hardcore legs. And,
wow.
Because the old girl had this chick, the old guy had this chick because she was obviously with him for the money, but she actually loved the young, fit, buff guy. So the old boy used his money to buy the young, buff guy's. Like, it's just weird shit like that. And, the one with the airplane and there's a gremlin on the wing. Like, I could go on for ages. There's just so many episodes of it. And actually, they're remaking the Twilight Zone. I think
heard
it's coming
about
out soon.
Yeah.
So I hope they don't fuck it.
I heard about that. What about Doctor Who? Did you love Doctor Who? I've never seen an episode of Doctor Who, but a lot of people
neither have I.
love Doctor Who.
I used to watch it as a kid, and some of it was freaky ass shit. But if they erased it from history, I wouldn't be too upset.
I'll tell you, there's one show that I loved growing up as a kid, and that was you might know, it was Amazing on Channel 7. You know that show?
A young kids show.
I don't know that. Is
Game
that
show.
Knockout?
Yeah, I loved It's a Knockout, bro. Bro, that, do you know what? That could have been probably my number 11 or 12, bro. There's no joke. It's a Knockout used to be Saturday mornings on Channel 10. And I
We
remember
could do that a whole game show list.
Oh,
we could do a whole game show.
Like a top 5 game shows.
We could definitely do that.
Do a top 5 game shows.
Yeah.
Because I remember, I've got a funny story about that. I remember I was losing it at my mum. Like, I was like, this is the worst thing in the world. Like, how dare you forget to wake me up? Like, I'm going to miss It's a Knockout. Because back in those days, you couldn't record. There was no streaming. You know what I mean?
6 a.m., bro. 6 a.m. Sunday morning.
I used to get so excited to wake up. Like, mum would, because my mum always got up early, so she'd wake me up. And she didn't wake me up one night, like one morning, and I just lost it. Man, I was this is the worst thing in the world. But guys, oh, yeah, sorry.
Sorry. I was just going to say a couple of awesome little outside mentions from my top 10, I've got to say, is Sliders, because I loved Sliders.
Yeah, great show.
Season 1, 2, and 3 were just awesome. It got a bit shit after that because the main characters left and all that. MacGyver, it's a very soft spot for MacGyver.
Yeah.
Absolutely love
MacGyver.
MacGyver.
Old and new.
Well, I hate the new ones. I didn't even bother. I watched a couple and I was like, this is shit. Need Richard Dean Anderson. And so I got to just go Westworld. Season 1 was fantastic. Haven't watched season 2 yet, but it couldn't make my top 10. Homeland, I thought was pretty gripping. I used to the first 2 to 3 seasons. And Stargate. I was a big fan of Stargate the season. So
you know, I'm very surprised, Doggo, because you that some of them, because I thought MacGyver would have definitely made your top 10, and maybe even Sliders I thought might have got in there as well.
Yeah, they were right in there until I just couldn't. Binge-worthiness, nah.
Yeah.
Another TV show, I can't remember the name of it now, that I used to watch. Similar to Sliders, but except Sliders had like the alternate universes and all this shit. Where a guy was transported through time and ended up jumping into someone else's body.
Quantum Leap.
And then I loved that show.
Absolutely, it's on my list as well.
That was a cool show.
Quantum Leap was fantastic. I've got like the first 3 seasons on DVD in my.
I'd love to watch that. I'd love to watch that again. Quantum Leap.
Yeah, if they do a remake of Sliders or Quantum Leap, I'm there. It'll be so damn good. Also, the Wonder Years. I had a real soft spot for the Wonder Years. Fred Savage. I loved watching the Wonder Years. Absolutely loved it.
I loved the Wonder Years until it got to a point where he's just not going to get with this chick. Like, give up, man.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
What's her name? What's her name again? What's her actress's name?
Millie or Maggie or Stiffy.
Her real name?
I don't know.
No, Stiffy. Man.
Stiffy McShove it in.
Yeah.
Stiffy McShove.
Stiffy, slip it in deep. Slip it in deep.
That was their brother.
Yeah. Good shit, man. Glow was on my list as well. I don't know if you guys have seen Glow. I really like Glow. It's a Netflix show based on women's wrestling.
Wrestling,
yeah.
I got some honorable mentions too. The I don't know if you've ever seen a show called Sex Education on Netflix.
Not yet.
That was very, very well made. Okay. Very intense. Impractical Jokers. I don't know if you've heard about that show.
Yep.
Whose line is it anyway? Double D put that video.
Dude, you're talking about not TV show.
That is a TV show.
Yeah, I know, but this is kind of going down the game show list.
Okay.
Well,
that's okay. Well, the other ones that I don't know if you've ever seen Gavin and Stacey English show.
No.
Have you ever seen that? That's a really good show.
There's crickets on our side.
I kind of What's the cricket sound? I don't know. And Burn Notice. Burn Notice nearly made my top 10. I don't know if you remember that show. Burn Notice. That was a really good show. And there was a show that I can't remember, but basically I forget the name of it. It's right on the tip of my tongue though. But it was about a guy. It was like The Perfectionist or whatever it was called. He literally could do. When he was a child, he was taken by a government agency, and he basically just got taught to be everything. Like he could be a professional race car driver, he was a doctor, he was a scientist,
Charlie's Angels.
No, what's the name? But
because they were everything.
They were everything. But I forget the name. But basically, it was about this guy, and he literally could do anything. And then it was just about his journey, and it was awesome. That was a really cool. But I forget the name. If anyone knows it out there, let us know what that show was called.
Well, there you go. I think that's a pretty intense top 10, 1 hour and 40 minutes. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Have you got a list there? I mean, I've got a list, but you can probably look at it and the top sort of shows. Oh, crickets! You got it.
Oh wow, that's
I
crickets.
just went
That's
outside my
crickets.
door.
No way. I thought you just pulled your pants down.
I have been married 20 years, but yeah.
Yeah.
So look, guys, Breaking Bad is actually 8th on Josh's list, 1st on mine.
You know what? Look, I've done a top 3 point system here.
Oh,
I've already
good.
done all the points. But basically, like, so 10 points for number 1, 9 points for number 2. So top 3 points. Breaking Bad, 20 points. So that's number 1.
Wow, cool.
Number 2, equal on 16 points, is Walking Dead and Game of Thrones.
Nice.
And then 10 points is Banshee.
Nice.
So there's the top 3. But Banshee could have been higher. If Double D said Banshee, maybe Banshee could have been a bit higher.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Yeah.
Banshee had a good chance of winning the whole thing in a way.
Yeah.
If he didn't forget about it, yeah. Because he sounded pretty cut.
Breaking Bad is that's got chosen 3 times. There's no other show that got chosen 3 times. But Breaking Bad's the winner.
Banshee
Apologies.
did. Oh yeah, Banshee. Sorry. Yeah,
My
you're right.
apologies.
All good.
Yeah.
Shit.
That was awesome,
Wow.
guys.
Yeah, so drama's the winner of the day.
Pretty much. And I reckon we could make some different podcasts
of
out of
action.
what we just did then as well.
Well, 100%. 100%.
Shows that almost made it but didn't.
Yeah.
They just
Shows
went-
that were great to start off with and that ended up being
Yes.
shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shows that enrage both DJ Thicky and then Doggo.
I love it.
Yeah.
All
Plenty
right.
going on.
Shall we
Alright.
call it there, fellas? That was good.
You call it. We could go all night talk about this stuff.
Well, we could.
All night
But
long.
Oh,
All night.
no.
All night.
Does everyone have to tell a joke before they go? Or... Doggo, do you want to tell a joke before you go? Double D?
Double D. Your
Oh.
improv classes teaching you well.
Yeah, it's not like stand up.
No, it's not.
But if you want, I can whip something out.
No,
that,
Double D. I'm holding a pen right now, and I'm clicking it in and out. What am I going to do with it next?
What do you call a fake noodle?
A fake
An
noodle.
impasta.
I like that. I like those jokes.
How many apples grow on a tree?
How many?
Apples
Crickets?
anywhere else, dude. They just grow.
No, that's great.
Oh, God.
I should have stopped it. Yeah.
All right.
Here, actually, I've got a joke about that last joke.
Yeah.
About paper. Never mind. It's terrible.
Oh, Jesus. The Sunday dad jokes are out.
No, the dad jokes. That was a good one. I've got some out there jokes. I don't know if they're appropriate for the podcast, but
All right. Well, let's wrap it up.
Good
Let's
program.
wrap it up. Thanks everyone for joining. A few little plugs at the end here. You can find us on Facebook, Retro Bros 11 on Facebook. YouTube, Retro Bros 1. We're on Podbean. Yeah, we're on Podbean, mate.
we're everywhere. We're taking over the world.
Brocast, Retro Bros 1 on Twitter, Retro Bros 1 on Instagram, Retro Bros 1 on Redbubble. If you want some Retro Bros merch, guess what? Double D has jumped on the merch. Got him a nice green shirt with the Retro
I
Bros
need to
logo.
get some.
DJ Thicky has bought nothing, even though he's a part of it. It's a bit disappointing.
It's terrible, isn't it? It's terrible.
And we're on
My
Patreon.
shirt to improv, and I got heaps of comments on it.
Did ya?
What?
Oh, wicked.
And you're just like, this is an improv shirt. What's up? It's what I don't need, Retro Bros is not even a thing. I just improved it as a
Although
shirt.
you said we got heaps of comments. Were they like, that's a shit shirt, isn't it? What are you wearing that for?
What a bunch of gays.
They were no. It actually raised a bit of conversation. So which was
nice.
good.
That's
and then
good.
I plugged the shit out of you guys until people walked away.
Nice.
Nice, respect. Boom. 502 subscribers, going strong.
Yeah.
Many?
Yeah.
Yeah.
500, over 500. So we're getting up there.
Wow.
502.
Yeah. 502.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's like a Chevy big block or
Yeah.
something.
Oh, guys, get this. I'll send you the link after, but Sliders Make It Home film
Oh
clip.
god.
Gate. Who checks the gate? Can
The
you guys
gate.
remember that?
Squeaky
And he
gate.
yeah, and he checks the gate. Yeah.
All right.
that's
Well, let's
it.
wrap
I
it
actually
up.
thought when you said, sorry, one more thing. When you said sliders, make at home, I heard sliders make at home, like those little
Yeah.
burgers.
Beef burgers,
That
mate.
are
Triple beef
delicious.
burgers, mate. Yeah, fuck.
I thought you were
I've got
going
some
to
sliders.
X-rated there. I thought you were going something to do with sliders and.
Sunday mornings.
Oh shit! All right, everybody. Thank you for listening. If you're still tuning in on Podbean, thank you very much, and on the YouTubes. We're out of here. So
All right,
Dion, Double D, DJ, Dick E.
Take it easy.
Take it easy, guys.
All right. Peace
All right,
out.
see ya. Take it easy, peace.